Story 1. The Ring. It all started one night when I got a strange sickness. I was lying in the top bunk of my bunk bed sleeping when I heard something and woke up. I know, so original. Then, all of a sudden, I saw a black, ghostly shadow that was darker than dark, standing at the bottom of my bunk bed. At first I thought I was hallucinating, but I've always had pretty good eyesight in the dark. I told it to go away, and it left. The next day at school, I told my best friend Tanya about what happened, and of course, she didn't believe me. That weekend, I had her stay the night with me, so I could prove to her that I wasn't lying. That night, she woke me up crying. I got up and asked her what was wrong. She said she saw a female ghost with long red hair standing at the end of my bed. I connected these two sightings to a ring. It was the freakiest thing you ever saw. My mom had gave it to me the night I saw the first ghost. It wasn't a present or anything. She just gave it to me. I showed her the ring the next day and explained to her what was happening. We went deep into the woods, to a creek, and we threw that ring in. Tanya and I haven't seen anything paranormal since. Just those two experiences. Once with me, and once with her. I don't know what I saw, but I'm sure it was connected to that ring. Story 2. Rocking Mary. We had to close room 12 in our ICU because just about every patient that has been in there since Mary died complains of seeing a woman wearing a white habit rocking back and forth by their bedside. Apparently this nun never makes eye contact, just stares out the window, which happens to be on the patient's left side, just over their head. This window overlooks the hospital cemetery, where nuns that have died are buried. Mary was a nun, died in a car accident, just outside the hospital, back in the 50s. She was young, only about 30, and all the patients describe her as a young woman. At first we thought it was sundown syndrome. Anyway, since then, room 12 has become our storage room. No one goes in there by themselves, unless it's absolutely critical. Story 3. The Church. I live in Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C. There's this church over in Potomac, Maryland, which is about a half-hour drive away. It's just down the street from my ex-girlfriend's house. One night, a friend of mine and I were just driving around, talking and stuff. We ended up in Maryland. There was a restaurant I wanted to go eat at. On our way to the restaurant, we drove by this church. It was around 2 in the morning, and as soon as we passed the church, I pulled my car over to the side of the road, and both my friend and I just looked at each other and asked each other if we felt cold as we passed by that church. Yeah, it was wintertime, but I had the heat on in my car. And if anything, my friend and I were really hot inside the car, but for some reason, we both got incredibly cold the moment we passed by that church. To test it out, we went back a week later, and we experienced the same exact feeling. We went back at different times of the day, and no matter what time. It was 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. It was always that same feeling. My ex-girlfriend, told me about something that happened right near the church. When you're driving on the road that the church is on, there's a bunch of trees, like a little mini forest, that goes a little ways back. Supposedly, about 6 or 7 years ago, 2 girls were found murdered in those woods. I've never had the chance to really check that out for certain, but it's something I've been meaning to do for a while. Something else that happened that was odd is that every single person I've been in that area with, I don't keep in contact with. My ex-girlfriend and I had a pretty bad breakup, and we didn't quite work out as friends. That friend I mentioned started getting into lots of fights over stupid, petty things, and we no longer have contact with each other. I also went to that church with that friend's ex-girlfriend. We spent a lot of time together. She's a photographer and was interested in taking pictures of the church. One night we braved the chilling effects and parked in the church lot. We used 2 rolls of film, taking pictures of the church and the surrounding areas. She develops her own film and has never had any of her film go bad, but not one single picture of the 48 we took turned out. As for my relationship with her, she got back together with her ex-boyfriend when she found out that I was developing feelings for her, and left me with a broken heart. I've never been to the church by myself, but it's something I'm planning to do very soon. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it.